So what stands out most from these first 200 days and what is next on the agenda? Joining us now for more, RNC Chairman Michael Whatley, great to see you this morning. What stands out to you when you look at these first 200 days?
You know, this is the most transformative term we've had in our lifetimes. I mean, you think about what he's done on the economy, what he's done on the border, our standing in the world, the fact that we are a country that is respected again, all of the economic conversations that he's been having. It really is remarkable. America is back. Because of his leadership and the way that he really did step out on day one. You know, we were just talking earlier today with some of my staff about, you know, him on stage on inauguration day signing executive orders because he could not wait to really start making sure that he turned this country around. And it's great that America's strong again.
I mean, it strikes me when, and I think it was earlier this week, when CNN's Harry Enton had to admit he's the most consequential president in this century and maybe even going back to Reagan, that's saying something.
It really is, you know, and it's on every front, right? You know, you think about what we're doing with the economy. Now you have the tax cuts, you know, Trump's middle-class tax cuts extended. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. You look at the tariff conversations that are taking place right now, resetting the world trade regime so that it's going to be fair for America, for our farmers, and for our manufacturers. On every single level, he is delivering exactly what he said he was going to do. Promises made, promises kept.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing a lot of. And while we have you here, we have to talk about what's next for you, of course, officially launching your campaign to hopefully be the next senator in the great state of North Carolina. When did you decide to do this, and what kind of prompted this big move?
It's a big move, and it really was prompted when President Trump called and said, I think you need to do this, you know, and we had a very good conversation about the North Carolina race. You know, we have been winning the Senate races down there for a while. President Trump has won 3 straight times down in North Carolina, and North Carolina needs President Trump, you know, to have an ally, right? And North Carolina needs a voice in the Senate. I'm going to be that voice. You know, we have a fantastic opportunity to have a senator who's going to fight for every community and every family every single day. And I'm excited to be that champion.
Yeah, I mean, North Carolina is usually a red state. First, one of the early ones on the board, but it's been getting closer and closer. And the likely Democrat nominee is former Democrat Governor Roy Cooper, who left after 8 years in office. Fairly positive approval ratings in the state. That's not going to be an easy task, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, and North Carolina is an absolutely purple battleground state, you know, and we're going to have a conversation about Governor Cooper's vetoes. We're going to have a conversation about the votes that he took when he was a legislator, the fact that he's never had a tax hike that he didn't support, a tax cut that he didn't oppose. This is a guy who's never seen a dollar he didn't want to tax or raise. And he's also, you know, been very wrong on a number of other issues. But the fact is that North Carolina needs somebody who's going to fight for every farm, for every community, for every family, for every farm, you know, and really, truly, I'm so excited to be the guy who's going to go in there and be that conservative champion for a great state.
I know it's early, but what are some of your top priorities? And you get out there a lot in the community. You talk to a lot of voters. So what are you hearing from people? You
know, what I'm hearing is that the economy is still the #1 issue, and we need to make sure that we're putting North Carolina in a position to thrive, you know, and agriculture is the #1 issue in the state. You know, we also have more soldiers, veterans, military families than any other state in the country. We need to make sure that they're getting what they need to be able to protect our interests and allies around the world. We also have a growing and thriving banking center. And so, you know, there's just a lot of different things about North Carolina. It's really a perfect microcosm for the country. And when you think about the issues that Donald Trump is delivering on, that's what North Carolina is going to need. We need a strong economy. We need safe kids and safe communities. We need to make sure that we're going to have the strongest country around the world. That's what North Carolina voters are going to demand, and that's what I'm going to deliver.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, you know, obviously politics, we're looking into the future. We can only predict what we can predict. But right now it's largely going to be based on how is President Trump doing in office. If North Carolinians are feeling good, obviously that puts you in a much better spot. Roy Cooper cannot run as being someone who supports America First policies. That's going to be a very broad and very easy kind of way to separate the two.
It really is. There are two very distinct visions for North Carolina and for America in this race. I am going to be an ally for President Trump. I'm going to fight every day for North Carolina families and communities. Roy Cooper is going to fight for, you know, San Francisco, Chicago, New York values.
All right. Good stuff. Great to have you with us.
Oh, it's great to be with you guys. Thanks.
Nice to see you this morning.